Imagine telling the world you worked on alien spacecraft, then having your life turned upside down. Bob Lazar did exactly that, and his story shocked even Joe Rogan when he brought him on his podcast. But is Bob Lazar telling the truth? Or is he just the world's most persistent hoaxer? This is the full, astonishing story behind the man who put Area 51 on the map, had the secrets that may still be hidden there. Bob Lazar grew up in the 1960s in Coral Gables, Florida. He was a curious, introverted kid who loved building gadgets and spent hours in his garage tinkering with electronics. As a teenager, he became obsessed with science, especially physics and rockets. His neighbors remembered the Rocket Boy, who would launch small rockets in his backyard, and he was already building jet engines before most kids his age learned how to drive. By the late 70s, he had moved to California, supposedly studying physics at prestigious schools, though, as we'll see, not everyone believes that part of the story. Lazar claims he attended MIT and Caltech, earning degrees in physics and electronics. He also says he worked at the Los Alamos National Laboratory, helping develop advanced technologies. However, official records don't show him at either university. Lazar insists this is because the government wiped his history, trying to erase every trace after he spoke out. Skeptics point to this lack of evidence as proof he is lying, but his supporters think it is part of the conspiracy. 1988, Lazar said he was recruited for a job so secret, he was given security briefings about aliens and the cover-up of extraterrestrial craft. He claims he was taken to a remote facility called S4, south of the infamous Area 51. They're deep in the Nevada desert. He entered a world beyond science fiction, hangars built into the mountains, military patrols, and 9 flying saucers, some apparently operational. Lazar describes walking through sterile, dimly lit corridors, seeing scientists work on propulsion systems, and being told to reverse engineer alien technology. The craft Lazar saw were like nothing on Earth: smooth, seamless metal, no rivets or bolts, and control panels without buttons. The biggest secret, he says, was the reactor at the heart of each craft, fueled by element 115. At the time, element 115 did not exist on the periodic table. Scientists only synthesized it years later, calling it moscovium. According to Lazar, 115 created a gravity field that allowed the craft to bend space itself. But what about element 113? In his interviews, Lazar mentioned seeing briefings about several mysterious elements, including 113, which would later be discovered and named nihonium, while Lazar never claimed 113 powered the ships. He insisted that the existence of these elements in classified briefings proved that the U.S. government had knowledge years ahead of mainstream science. Today, 113 and 115 are recognized elements, but neither is stable enough in our labs to do what Lazar described. Still, the timing of his claims made many people wonder, how did he know? Lazar described being escorted to watch late-night tests in the Nevada desert. He said the flying saucers darted silently through the sky, making impossible right-angled turns and sudden accelerations that would crush any human pilot unless, of course, there was alien technology at work. He secretly brought friends to a remote spot to watch the Wednesday night flights. Soon after, media outlets began reporting a spike in UFO sightings near Area 51. In 1989, Bob Lazar appeared in a bombshell TV interview, using a pseudonym at first, then revealing his face and name to the world. He described S4, the crafts, the security, and the government's secrecy. Almost immediately, his life changed. He was followed, received threats, and his friends noticed black cars lurking outside their homes. The government's reaction was swift and chilling. Los Alamos denied he ever worked there. His employment records vanished, and even his university records were missing. Reporters found traces like Lazar's name in a phone book for Los Alamos, but every official avenue was a dead end. Lazar himself claimed that this was intentional, to destroy his credibility and make his story impossible to verify. Friends and journalists received anonymous calls, and some who corroborated his claims said they were also harassed. Lazar's personal and professional life was dismantled, and he later faced legal trouble on unrelated charges which he believes were attempts to silence or intimidate him. Decades after his first interviews, Bob Lazar agreed to sit down for a rare, in-depth conversation on the Joe Rogan Experience. The episode instantly went viral. Joe Rogan, known for grilling his guests, was visibly torn skeptical, but fascinated. He pushed Lazar for details, asked tough questions, and even brought in filmmaker Jeremy Corbell to cross-examine him. While Rogan admitted he found parts of Lazar's story hard to believe. He was struck by how consistent, calm, and even uncomfortable Lazar seemed, especially when discussing the risks to his family. Joe Rogan said later that if Bob's lying, he's the best liar I've ever met. If he's telling the truth, it changes everything. The interview renewed interest in Lazar's story, spawning memes, documentaries, and endless online debates. Bob Lazar's story has divided the world for over 30 years. Skeptics point to missing evidence and claim it's all a clever hoax. Believers argue that the very efforts to erase Lazar's history only prove his story. Either way, Lazar has shaped the entire conversation about UFOs and government secrets. His claims are referenced in countless TV shows, movies, and podcasts. The idea of Area 51 as the home of alien technology is now mainstream, thanks in part to Bob Lazar, whether you think he's a whistleblower or a con artist. His story changed pop culture and may have forced the government to admit more than they planned. So what is the truth? Was Bob Lazar really a scientist tasked with unlocking the secrets of the universe, or a master storyteller who fooled millions? To this day, the U.S. government denies any knowledge of S4 or Lazar's work. Yet, Lazar never changed his story, never tried to profit from it, and still avoids the spotlight whenever he can. If his claims about Element 115 alien crafts and government cover-ups are true, the implications are staggering. But if he made it all up, why has no one ever caught him in a clear lie? The mystery continues, and, as more secrets come to light, maybe one day the world will know what really happened in the Nevada desert. What do you believe about Bob Lazar? Genius whistleblower or science fiction trickster? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries.